know God loves us unconditionally, but there are several requirements or conditions to going to heaven. So how can we really say that God loves us unconditionally? That's a great question. And first of all, let's establish that God does truly love us. So for instance, in Jeremiah 31 verse 3, he says, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. God loves us so much. And in fact, then we have the most famous verse in the world, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So friends, God is love. And that's 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. God is the very essence of love. So of course he loves us. Now what we have to do is we kind of have to reconcile our minds. What do we do with these seeming conditions? Does God have conditions? Yes. But does having conditions mean his love is unconditional? That's really the question. Because what you're doing is you're saying that because we have conditions, that means love is unconditional. No, what you've actually said is that the conditions are for actually having or getting something, right? The conditions to going to heaven are there, but that doesn't mean God's love is conditional. What you're saying is that because God loves us, he should just let us into heaven no matter what. But that's not the same thing as God letting us into heaven or not because he loves us. Any parent knows that you don't let a child do whatever they want to do if you love them. You discipline them. In fact, we have in Hebrews chapter 12, we have this very statement. Because the Lord disciplines those he loves. Does God have requirements? You see, that's really a question within your question. Does God have requirements? Yes, he does. Does that mean he loves us unconditionally or conditionally? No, that does not what it means. Does a parent stop loving their child because the child is disobedient or unruly? No. He might get upset, even angry with the child, but he still loves that child unconditionally, like because he is your child. And I know this personally because one of my children is a little bit unruly, and I've had to go through many years of difficult things, but I still love her. And my heart doesn't change, but when she was acting out, I didn't let her do whatever she wanted to do in my home. And so I did have conditions on what she did and what that allowed her to be able to do. Like if she was going to live in my home when she was 18 and being rebellious, she had to obey my rules. Did that mean I didn't love her unconditionally? No. It meant I restricted her from privileges. That's a different thing. My love for her was still constant and consistent and unchanging and still is today, and so is God's. I hope that helps. Please consider sharing with your friends and family, and please consider following as well. All right? Thanks. Until next time.